Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel and welcome to Ask Nikki. It has been a good minute since we had ourselves a good old girl chat. I hope you guys are really excited. I'm super excited. You guys know that this is like by far my favorite series here on my channel. If you are new here to my channel, what's up? My name is Nikki and I tell story times, advice videos, hair videos, makeup videos, fashion videos, whatever kind of videos fits my fancy that day. So if you are not subscribed, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're never missing out on a new upload from your girl. And let's jump right into Ask Nikki. If you guys are new here or new to this series, Ask Nikki is exactly what it sounds like. My Glamazons will email me with their situations, the problems that they're going through in their life at the moment, and asking for my mediocre advice. But the great thing about this series, which is my favorite element about this series, is the fact that they not only want my piece of advice, they also want your 2 cents as well as the viewer, the watcher, and their fellow Glamazons. So make sure that you make your voice heard by participating in the polls. You can find them on the top right-hand corner of your screen. You just click that little I button. It'll drop down and have all of the questions for you, and you guys can vote on what you think they should do about their particular situation based on your past experience, your advice, just your thoughts, girl. If you would like to go into more detail about your personal story, of course, the comment section down below is open for you guys. Make sure you guys are being respectful, loving, and kind to each other. We are not here to be judging one another. Without further ado, let's jump into our Glamazon shot of the day. Most of my Glamazons that have been here before know that I love giving a shout out to my Glamazons who have loved me and supported me, are my ride or dies, my home skillet biscuits, my number ones, my there for me no matter what, and I just love giving them some love. A little shout out at the beginning of my videos. If you would like your chance to be my Glamazon shot of the day, make sure that you are sending me your beautiful Glamazon shot. Cute little selfie of yourself using hashtag Glamazon shot via Twitter or Instagram. I do toggle between the two, and of course tag your girl so I'm sure that you one of my homies. Last time I went through Twitter, this time I'm gonna go through Instagram. This is how I do it. It's just same day as I'm filming. I just put in hashtag Glamazon shot and I just pick randomly. Everyone say hey to our goddess Glamazon. You can find her on Instagram under edgy_T. Look at how amazing she looks in this red dress. Girl, red is your color. Absolutely amazing. You guys go show her some love, give her a follow. I love it when Glamazons kind of come together and like befriend each other. We can all just like follow each other and have ourselves a good old glam fam time on Instagram. Thank you so much, love, for loving me and supporting me and just checking my video outs and coming to support me. You guys know that I would not be here without you, and I could not do this without each and every one of you guys. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now let's get into y'all's crazy-ish, what y'all are getting into, and let's roll out some mediocre advice, shall we? Are y'all liking my little attempt at like Christmas decorations right here? We're just gonna jump right into this. If you guys have never written into me before, it's super simple. You email me at asknikki@yahoo.com and you let me know, what's going on, and as per usual, I keep you and other people in your story anonymous. First email, her subject line is, "I'm an idiot, please help." Ooh, girl. This is from our girl. She said, "Hey, Nikki, I want to start off by saying I'm such a big fan of yours and my lifetime dream would be to meet you or talk to you. You honestly made my horrific college life a bit better with your story times and I love you a ton." Oh, I love you too. So, back in my sophomore year, I had a lot of mutual friends and we would like to hang out and go to movies with a bunch of my friends. One day, my best friend Amanda told me that she met this amazing girl at a gathering and that she's super sweet and she wanted us to hang out. Well, this girl's name was Amber. So my best friend was super excited for us to hang out and meet. So we meet Amber and she was amazing. We became really good friends. So much so that we invited her to a lot of gatherings and things going forward. So Amber was an only child and her parents were really protective of her. So everywhere she went, she would have to go with her older cousin. His name was Johnny. Got a little bit of a feeling where this going, girl. Johnny would go everywhere with her, and if we went to the movies, he would also come with us because he was her ride and her parents trusted him. So all of my friends, including myself, became very close with him because he was always around. We exchanged numbers and Instagram handles because we wanted to hang out more as a group. Now, when he got a hold of my social media and my number, he was constantly texting me and talking to me, and I was always answering, but in my eyes, there wasn't any flirting, just like friend talk, I guess you could call it. Everyone in our group started noticing that Johnny was always with me and talking to me, so my friends came to the conclusion that Johnny liked me and had a crush on me. I couldn't believe it because I never seen it that way, and we were just friends talking and making plans. I told him my guy problems, and he was always honest, and he said I deserved better. He was a legit copy of myself, but in a guy version, and I loved his company and talking to him. 2018 comes around, I graduate, and I decide to have a graduation party, and he came over to my house. We danced and he met my other friends, and it was just really fun. I remember for my graduation gift, he gave me a $9.50 Panera gift card, and I was just so thankful because he knew I loved Panera, and I knew that he didn't have a ton of money, so I was just grateful for the thought. So Amber, his cousin, moves to another city, so me and Johnny stopped talking as friends, and we never saw each other because of our busy lives, and we never got to talk to each other because of being in college. Time went on, and it's been a year since I've seen or talked to Johnny. Oh, that's about to change, ain't it, girl? Come on, Johnny, what's up? One day, I go on Instagram with my best friend, and I was so interested in seeing where he was and what he was doing because he just went MIA all of a sudden. I check his Instagram. He hasn't posted since the last time we talked, but he did change his profile picture, and girl, when I tell you the dude blew up, that is an understatement. So at that time, I was regretting in the past not talking to him more than friends, etc. He was on my mind for a second, and then I forgot about him and kept on studying and getting my money. One day, it was a Sunday, I received a text from an unsaved number basically saying, hey, just wanted to know what time you have church so I can take my grandma today. So I thought it was another friend, and I sent the number, the times, and the directions, and the number asked, okay, but which one are you going to? And I texted the number, the one I was going to. I finally asked who it was, and it was Johnny, the one that was MIA. Yes, he came back, and now I was going to see him in like 30 minutes. So I texted my friends, and I got ready all cute with my hair and stuff, and he came, and I saw him again since a year had passed. I was so nervous. My hands were sweating. I had butterflies when I saw him and talked to him. So my best friend told me to text him that same day, hey, it was so much fun getting to see you again. We should hang out more. So that's what I did. And I was so excited because he liked me in the past, and now I like him more than friends, so maybe something can go on between us. So I texted him, and to my surprise, I got no response. I got pissed off. My friends got pissed off, and they were like, how could he? He isn't even worth it. I just shrugged my shoulders, gave him the benefit of the doubt. Months pass by. He is on my mind 24/7, and there isn't a day I don't think about him. I go into my phone one day, and this picture of him being silly pops up saying this picture was taken 2 years ago. So I was excited and was like, okay, I'm gonna send it to him, and maybe that will be like a conversation starter. So it worked. We started talking, and he kind of started catching me up, and we spent like 30 minutes talking. Mind you, it was 12 a.m. and he was like, oh, it was so nice to talk to you. I'll let you go to sleep. Good night. And when I read that, I was like, ugh, why? Let's just keep talking. So I didn't answer until the morning and said, oh my goodness, so sorry, I fell asleep. It took him 24 hours to just look at the message. I honestly think he's just really busy in his life right now, and that's why he doesn't have time to be on his phone a lot. Now, I really like the kid, so my question to you is, should I be straight up with him and tell him how I feel and hope for the best, YOLO situation, or should I just let it be and wait for fate to bring us together? Love, your girl. Have you ever had this happen where like you have a dude that's around you like a lot during a portion of your life, and like he's not, I mean, like he's just like a friend, you know, he's just like a homie, and you don't really, you know, put too much thought into him, but you just get used to him being around, and like you basically, I mean, for a lack of better terms, friend zone his ass, right? Okay, like we've all been there. Don't sit up here and lie. Time passes. You know, there's like some separation. He goes his way, you go yours. You know, no big deal, whatever. And then all of a sudden, fate brings you back together. Or like, you know, you just kind of see him, especially in this day of social media. And like you find him on Facebook or you find him on Instagram or whatever. And all of a sudden, the dude had a glow up for real. And you were just like, hold up. I didn't know you had muscles like that, homie. You don't see the little boy that you once knew. You see a man. You could see yourself like being thrown over his shoulder and just being taken off into the sunset kind of man, okay? And then you just beat yourself up for like not giving him the time of day back in the past when like he was like all over you. Reading this, I completely understand because I had this happen one time, but here's the thing. I actually started like going on dates with this guy. So let me back it up real quick and tell you what had happened with my situation, okay? So when I was in high school, I was with Robert's funky ass, and it was at my 4th and final high school, and I had this guy friend, and his name, I'm not even gonna say his name, we'll call him like Michael, okay? So he was really quiet, and I had him in like almost every one of my classes, and he and I were just like really, really cool. And he was just like this skinny, kind of nerdy, just like quiet, very sweet guy. And we had AP classes together, so like we would study together and everything. So, you know, we talked a lot, but it was never anything like that. Like when I tell you, I never looked at this boy like that, like ever. I was already with, you know, Robert's funky ass, and before that, you know, I was going back and forth with that one dude that I like had a crush on or whatever, but like he was never on my radar like that. But he was always so nice to me, and I guess I just never really considered that he had a crush on me, but I think he did. Fast forward, right? And it was actually while I was single. I had just left Robert's funky ass. It was like, honestly, like legit, you guys, it was kind of like he had been waiting. Like the minute that I changed my status on Facebook from in a relationship to like single, old dude was up in my DMs like that fast, and he was like, hey Nikki, like what's up, you know, whatever, right? And I had not heard from him in so long, and so, you know, I started talking to him, and I clicked on his profile and started going through his pictures, and y'all, like he had a glow up too, and he actually went into the military. He went to like a military academy or something, and so he got like real buff and like real fit or whatever, and I was like, damn, like I did not, y'all, like when I tell you, it was like legit a complete 180. He didn't even look like the same person, and I was like, and I think I was just more surprised because it was him. Like it wasn't even like, oh, he's like the finest dude I've ever laid my eyes on. It was just like, wow, I did not expect this from you, you know? Anyways, we start talking, and he immediately asked me on a date. Like it was not like this where like he was low key about it. He immediately was like, hey, you know, can I take you out sometime or whatever? And we ended up going out on a few dates, and even though he had a glow up and everything, he had definitely changed as a person, and our personalities just did not mesh. Like because he had gone to this military school, he was super strict, like, and very, very disciplined. And when I tell you like disciplined, I mean about everything, about what he ate, like how he even like carried himself. So when we went on dates, he was just kind of like a little bit too serious, and I feel like I can't do that. Like y'all see who I'm with. Like my husband's very funny, and he's just like, he kids around, and he knows how to make me laugh, and like this guy was really nice and everything, but he was just not my cup of tea anymore. So I say all of this to say this: when there's like a lot of time that goes by, you never know how that person could have changed. Like he may not still be like the goofy, carefree kid that you knew him to be, that you remember him to be from back in the day. He may have just changed into a completely different person. So don't get your hopes up too high. Like he could be fine and everything, girl, but there's a chance that he's not like the same person anymore. You know what I'm saying? Now, with your particular situation, I feel like he's kind of like, I don't feel like he's stringing you along. I just feel like he's not like super quick to be like, hey, do you want to go out or whatever, even though you've been reaching out to him. So I don't want you to come off as desperate, girl, and I don't want you to come off as like, hey, like, you know, let's go out. You never know if he's kind of coming back around to show you that he's grown and that he's had a glow up, but he secretly like resents you or is mad at you for not ever taking him seriously, because some dudes are like that, you know? If he really liked you a lot back then and like you never took the hint for one reason or another, a lot of times we're not even trying to be foul or funky, you know? Like we're not trying to hurt your feelings. We just didn't realize it, or you just weren't on our radar, and like quite frankly, it was his fault because he never spoke up and said straight out, hey, I like you. So like, you know, it kind of kept everything up in the air. He may just be one of those guys that's like, hey, I just want you to see how far I've come, and like, you know, make you beg me and like come after me the way that I was after you, but I have no intention of talking to you, kind of thing. And I just don't want you to feel stupid or to like look stupid because you're going after him more than he's pursuing you. You know what I'm saying? It was super weird how he decided to contact you. Like he didn't even say, hey, this is so-and-so, you know, I know we haven't talked in a while, but I would really love to see you, and you know, I want to go to this church with my grandma or whatever. Like he didn't say any of that. He's just kind of being weird about this entire thing. So kind of beating yourself up, and he's on your mind 24/7. I feel like this is just our thing as girls or as women or just anybody really. Whenever you feel like you made a mistake or like you feel like there's something that you can't have, it makes you think about it more and more and more and more. And I just feel like we kind of put them on this pedestal in our mind, and then they're really not all that. You know what I'm saying? So don't let it eat you up. Like, don't think about him too much. Like I said, you don't know the kind of person that he is now, because girl, when I tell you, old boy from my high school changed. And like, I'm glad that you guys had like a cool talk for like a half hour or whatever, and he kind of caught you up on his life and all of that. I feel like he kind of shut it down really fast and was like, okay, I'll let you go to sleep. And then you text him the next morning, and then he like didn't even look at it for 24 hours. Girl, look, okay, there ain't that much busy in the world. I feel like he's trying to prove a point, or he's trying to like make a point, you know? Like, that's just me, okay? That's just how I feel about it, because there's just not that much busy in the world. I'm sorry, 24 hours, like I could see like 8 hours after his work shift or something, but like a whole ass day, I feel like he's kind of like getting off on like knowing that you're waiting for his response. So your question is, should you just like tell him, hey, I like you, and like YOLO the situation and just be like, what's up, you know, you trying to do this or not? Or should you just kind of wait for fate to bring you guys back together? I would say the latter, and what I mean by that is just kind of like step back, you know, like just step back and let him, because I just don't want him to feel like he has you like wrapped around his finger, because, you know, just because, you know, he may be fine and everything right now, girl, doesn't mean that, you know, you should just drop everything and like start drooling over him, because, you know, that ain't a good look either. So if it were me, I would just like kind of step back and be like, okay, well, it was nice seeing you too. Hey, well, you know, you reach out whenever, you know, you have time, or like, you know, whatever, and I'll see if I have time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how I've always been. I have a lot of pride, because dudes will be playing these games, like they really will. So I would say to like give it some time, step back and allow some time to pass. You've already texted him, like you've already told him that you would like to hang out more, you know, still live your life, girl. Still go on dates, meet other people. And if he comes around and you're still free, great. If not, well then, you know, he missed out on a great opportunity. That's what I would say. Glamazons, let her know up in the polls. You can find them on the top right hand corner of your screen. What do you think? Do you feel like she should just text him and be like, hey, what's up? Like, are you trying to do this or not? Or should she just kind of like back up a little bit and, you know, kind of do what I'm saying she should do, which is like, you know, allow him some time just in case he's playing them games, and so that, you know, our girl can still keep her pride, you know, and her ego isn't bruised, because that's just me, okay? I have a lot of pride. So that's how I would deal with it, girl. Definitely check out the polls, check out the comments down below, see what your fellow Glamazons are thinking you should do about your particular situation. But if it were me, I would back up a little bit and like, you know, just be like, well, you know, we'll see if I'm available whenever you decide to get your shit together, okay? I love you so much. Thank you so much for writing into me, and I hope everything works out. If he's meant for you, girl, it'll happen. If not, well then, you know, he was fun to look at. Next email is from our girl, and her subject line is boyfriend made fake account to talk to girl. You know, sometimes I be reading these like freaking subject lines and I'm like, should I even like read this email? Because I feel like more oftentimes than not, y'all know what the hell I'm gonna say, but y'all still be coming at me with these questions. Hey girl, I recently just found out my 3-year boyfriend, he's 19, I'm 18. He made a fake Snapchat account and he added this girl he was talking to, but it wasn't anything bad. I saw the combo and he would tell her how much he loved me and they would just talk about work and school. He just made the account and deleted it after I found out he only had it for 6 days. But he also added 2 of his exes and said that he sent them a blank Snapchat, and he also added some other girl and asked if she was single, but only the word single. When I asked if he was gonna do anything, he said he had no intentions on actually doing anything and he just did it to do it and didn't mean to hurt me or my trust, and he did feel bad about doing it, but he said he wasn't doing anything wrong while on it. Anyways, when I asked if he was going to talk to those girls, he said no, it was a fake account, and he would have only sent blank snaps, and he's not even interested in those girls, that he doesn't exactly have a reason for why he did it. But even then, it all still hurt me, and it made me feel like he wants to speak to other women or is interested in them. So I guess my question is, what should I do? I personally want to feel like I'm the only one he has eyes for. Yes, of course, he will find other women pretty, but that's different from what I'm talking about, if that makes sense. I'm not sure how to go about this because I don't know what he would have done or talked to them about had I not found out, although he said he was going to delete the account because he felt it wasn't right. I'm not sure what to do or how to go about this. Only other things that he has done that have been similar to this was that he hung out with his ex and a friend 2 months into our relationship and was complimenting her through Messenger, but nothing ever happened. And he also had 3 girl nudes, but they weren't received from females. His guy friend sent them to him, but still it wasn't okay with me. And he hung out with this girl last summer, but also just as friends to an amusement park, nothing more. Other than that, he's never showed to me that he's been in a situation of him cheating or being unfaithful, and he's never really talked to girls during our relationship. Honestly, I've thought about breaking up with him, and I know it's gonna hurt, but I know it'll be okay in the end. I'm still very young and got a lot going for me, and I'm not sure what I should do because I do have mad love for the dude. Thank you so much for any advice given. Girl, I'm gonna make this very quick, okay? Because I'm in the habit of coming right up the street with you and not around the block because I love you and I'm not here to waste your time. Girl, this is a mess. No. There is literally no other reason besides being trifling to make a fake account to talk to other girls. Literally nobody else that he was talking to besides females on there. Whether it was like his exes, this other girl that was like, they were just having friendly conversation. Okay, if they were just having friendly conversation, how come they couldn't just have friendly conversation on his main account, his huge account? You're not gonna tell me he doesn't have like his usual, you know, everyday regular schmegular account that you're more than likely following him on. If you didn't have any bad intentions and you got regular accounts, homie, I don't understand why you couldn't have just gone through your regular accounts, because you're trifling. Don't sit up here and try to talk to me like I'm stupid, all right? Like, I know what you were doing on there, and it's not like he felt bad about it and then like deleted it. You had to find it, and then he was like, oh, well, I was gonna delete it because I felt like bad and I felt guilty about it. Yeah, sure, homie, yeah, sure. I'm gonna totally believe you that, you know, had it not been for me catching your ass, that you would have sat there and deleted it. It shouldn't have been created in the first place. I know exactly what the hell you were trying to do. Ain't nobody stupid. Nutshell, mess. You are too good for this, okay? You don't have time for this. You don't have time to be sitting up there going through his shit and finding fake accounts, okay? You don't have time for any of this, girlfriend. Like, straight up. And like you said, mama, you have your whole life ahead of you. You are very young. You don't need to be putting up with this. You don't need to be putting up with this. When a dude does that, he's making you look stupid and he's disrespecting you in front of those other females. And then he's showing those other females that you ain't nothing to him. I don't care if he's talking to them about you. I don't care. They know that that account is brand new. They know that it's a fake account and like whatever. And they also know that your man is on their phone DMing them, okay? That's what they know. It's to be expected that your partner is gonna find other girls pretty, okay? Yeah, totally. That's totally normal. Just because they're in a relationship with you or even married to you does not mean that they're blind to beauty or whatever. Overall, especially in this day of technology and social media everywhere, when you are in a relationship with another person, it is y'all's responsibility, actively, both of y'all, to be very mindful of the other person each and every time your ass is on social media. Every time. Because it takes both of y'all to demand other people to respect the other person. Does that make sense? When I go on social media, I keep my husband in mind 100% because I'm not trying to have nobody think that it's okay to disrespect him. I'm not trying to have nobody like get things twisted. I am very mindful about things that I like, posts that I like, people that I talk to. I know what the hell is okay and what's not, and so does he. And I'm telling you, as your big sister, cousin, best friend rolled into one, girl, you need to peace out. If he's doing this now, he's gonna continue to do it until he grows up. And he's not gonna grow up until he learns that if he doesn't take care of what he has, he's going to lose it. You know what I'm saying? He's a little boy. This is how little boys act. So he obviously wants to be making fake accounts and ish, and he obviously wants to be talking to other girls. And that has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with him and him not being mature enough for a relationship right now. Does that make sense? So don't like like turn this on yourself and be like, oh my God, I'm not enough. No, girl, he's just not mature enough. I know you have mad love for him, girl, but you really need to love yourself more than you love him. And if it were me, you already know what's up. Okay, look. I can't tell y'all how many times I have met y'all in person, like my Glamazons at the mall or whatever. And like real quick, like some of my Glamazons, they'll like, you know, ask me a question and be like, hey, you know, this is going on with this dude or whatever. And they'll like get in a really quick Ask Nikki real quick, like, and they'll tell me, you know, the short story, like, hey, this is happening. What do you think? And y'all, I'll just be sitting there and I don't even have to say nothing. I just look at him like this. And so many of y'all are like, I know, like I knew you were gonna say that. I just wanted to like run it by you. And I'm like, girl, because you know, like you know already what you're worth. Just because it's gonna be hard doesn't mean that you should stick it out, because you're worth more than this. You know what I'm saying? And like my Glamazons be bringing it to me anyway. And I'm like, girl, you know that I am not about to sit up here and stand for this little boy making a fool out of you. You know that I am not about to sit up here and give you the green light to be in a relationship with somebody that doesn't treat you the way that you should be treated. You know what I'm saying? I will never, ever be okay with that. So like, stop playing with me. If it were me, I would peace the hell out. But don't just take my word for it, Glamazons. Y'all let her know up in the polls, top right hand corner of your screen. Does this seem innocent? Do you feel like he's just like, what do you think? That's my piece of advice. Check out the polls, love. Check out the comments. See what your fellow Glamazons are saying. I hope this works out. And honestly, I just want you to love yourself more than you love him. On to the next email. This is from our girl, and she has a subject line, SOS, my sister's husband wants me. Oh my God. Okay. First of all, let me say how much I love and appreciate your videos. I'm so happy for you having a baby girl soon. I pray you have a safe and healthy delivery. Ooh, thanks girl. Just in a few weeks. So this is kind of long, but please give it a chance. I really need your advice since it could potentially ruin my sister's marriage and it can change everyone's lives involved. My sister started dating this dude about 4 years ago. One time when we were taking lunch to her when she was at work, he told me if I wasn't with your sister, I'd be hitting on you instead. I tell my sister, she makes him apologize to me while she's there. We've never really gotten along, so this didn't surprise me, but it still broke my heart and made me feel like she really doesn't love me since she put this dumbass before her own little sister. She's 4 years older than me, by the way, and I'm currently 19. They kept dating. I really disliked him and we would always argue because he's such a macho man, and I'm not necessarily a feminist, but like, come on. We are more than just someone who prepares lunch for men when they go to work and have the house clean by the time they come back. Anywho, they decide to get married just about a year after they started dating. He signs up for the army and they move to a different state. After not being around them often and figuring they'll be together for many years to come, if not forever, I decide to leave this in the past and try to get along with him. Throughout the years, I've kept it respectful and tried not entertaining any dumb shit he had to say about women. When he's almost done with his contract in the army, my sister comes back home to work and he's left in the other state alone. He starts posting things about him being lonely and feeling depressed, so as someone who has felt that way before, I reached out to him. I'm naturally a caring person and I try to help people with anything they may need. So I check up on him and try to motivate him to keep a positive attitude and that this feeling of loneliness would be gone as soon as he came home from the army. Well, he's back and it hasn't even been a year since he moved. Just about a couple months ago, we were out drinking. They just bought a Jeep and I really like doing off-road stuff like quadding, so he suggested we take the Jeep off-road. I didn't see anything wrong with this. I have in no way shown any interest in him romantically. So he takes me to a hill where he tells me that he almost killed himself because a girl left him. Like, okay, what does that even have to do with anything with your life now? That was like when you were 16. Then he tells me to drink more and more, and at this point I was tipsy but not drunk, so that's how I remember probably everything that happened that night, but he wanted me to get drunk so I wouldn't remember. He proceeds to tell me that there's no one in this world perfect for me, that the only one who's perfect for me is him. Honestly, I was freaking out, but I couldn't express that because I was on this damn hill with him alone, so I tried keeping my cool and not popping off. He tells me he doesn't know how or when, but that he's fallen madly in love with me and that he didn't even want to marry my sister or anything, but he did just because he felt pressured and all of this other BS before he tries to kiss me. My sister's husband. What the? He's like, I'm sorry, I just can't keep hiding how I feel. Then I told him, dude, just take me back. And the whole ride, he's telling me that he hopes I don't say anything because then I'll just be ruining everything. And he hopes I'm really drunk so I don't remember anything too. And mostly telling me don't say anything, this was a mistake, blah, blah, blah. The last couple of months, this has really been messing with me like no lie. My sister hates me. She didn't do anything all those years ago when I told her what he had told me about him hitting on me. And that's why I've kept my mouth shut. I feel like if I tell her, she won't care and make it seem as if I'm the one at fault. However, this weekend she texted me talking about how she wants to grow the family. Of course, this would have nothing to do with the baby she has, but I'd rather it not be with him, you know? Now I'm stuck on how I should handle this effed up situation. I kid you not, girl. I feel horrible for being a part of this. I've been crying constantly for the past couple of nights just thinking of the damage I could cause to my sister or to myself if she doesn't believe me. None of this is in text or anything since he told me all of this in person. It's December, the holidays are coming. Should I ruin her holidays by telling her this, or should I wait until January when she could possibly be pregnant? Nikki, please help. I cannot deal with this much alone and you're the only person that can possibly help me. I'm sorry if this is all over the place. If you need me to clear some things up before you give your advice, feel free to ask. I hope this reaches you as soon as possible. I love you so much, your girl. Oh, there's a stupid... Is that a moth? Ew. What the hell? I know that this happened before a few years back, and I'm surprised that your sister stayed with him, but like, I'm not surprised because like this has happened before. I've heard this happening before where like you tell your cousin or your sister or your best friend like, hey, your man hit on me or he said this to me and it made me feel really uncomfortable, and like they don't break up with the person, they don't do anything, and sometimes unfortunately they'll turn on you and be like, you're tripping or you're jealous or whatever, and so then you feel like you're the bad person, you know? So after that happened, you and him did not get along, you guys fought a lot, and then they got married about a year later. And then he enlisted in the army. They ended up moving states. And so he was kind of out of your hair at that moment. But when somebody marries into your family, you kind of have to concede the point and be like, okay, like this person could be here for years, if not forever. So like maybe I should try to make the peace. I've had to do that. So you try to like be friends with him and just like ignore his stupid little comments about women. Things don't get real until he moves back. So he moves back not too long ago. Your sister and him had bought a Jeep and you like doing off-road stuff. So he suggested that you guys take the Jeep off-road. And when I first started reading this, I thought that you meant like you guys going as in you, him, and your sister, or like maybe some friends, but it was just you and him. So you guys, you know, take the Jeep and he takes you to this hill and you guys were out drinking and it was just you and him. He goes on to tell you that he has been in love with you all this time, that he's the perfect person for you, and all of this and all of that. And then he tried to kiss you, okay? Which is huge. That's a huge deal. So then you kind of like lose your shit and you're like, hey, take me home. And on the way home, he's like begging you not to tell anybody. He's hoping that you're too drunk to even remember anything. And he's basically saying it was all a big mistake, blah, blah, blah. You have this secret pretty much of like him trying to kiss you and like take it there, you know? I'm genuinely asking this because I don't know from experience. I don't have a sister, you know? I have a brother. So me hanging out with my brother's girl alone, not that weird. But if I were to think about it and I like put myself in your shoes and I thought, okay, if I had a sister, would I be like going out with him by myself? Probably not. I don't know if like you guys just have that type of relationship where like this is just kind of like chill, y'all like drinking around each other, and like how your sister feels about it, because like if I had a sister, I don't think that I would be fine with her and David just like going off in the middle of nowhere and just drinking together. Like, y'all tell me if I'm wrong, because like I said, I don't know. I don't have any sisters, but that's kind of a little odd to me that you guys like hang out without your sister and like you guys are drinking, because you know, drinking kind of brings out you know, some other things in you, and that's how things happen. It's like when you let your guard down and you start drinking. And I just, you know, because of your past history with him, I'm surprised that you put yourself in this position to like be around him alone drinking. That's my first question. The second question that I have is, I know that your sister didn't respond in the way that you would have liked her to. Like, she still had him apologize to you, but like, you know, she didn't go off, she didn't break up with him. So you feel like you shouldn't tell her because she's probably not going to believe you, and you don't have any physical evidence of this happening. It's going to be your word against his. And I get why you feel worried about that, and you're like, you know, she probably won't believe me, she's probably gonna fight with me, but you're in the middle of this and you don't know what to do. Oh, my husband's home. So mature. This is hard for me to put myself in this situation because, like I said, I don't have a sister, but I just feel like if I did, like, and it went there and he took it there, like, whether she was gonna believe me or not, I just feel like I would feel guilty not telling her, like, especially because she's trying to build a family with him. It's one thing to be married to him, girl. It's a whole other thing to like have his kids. He obviously has no respect for your sister, and like he said all of this, so like that's how he's feeling. And like if he's lusting after you and trying to get with you and like thinking about you like that's hurtful to your sister, and you don't want to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? I would hope that as years have gone on, both you and her have grown, not just like in age, but also in maturity, and that hopefully like what I would do in this situation and what I would probably more than likely, like my decision would be to talk to my sister and be like, hey, understand that you are my sister. Like, I don't know if you have other sisters or if this is your only sister, but I would let her know, like, I love you. And I know we've had our issues in the past, and I'm never here to hurt you or to make a fool out of you. But I need to tell you something before you go on with this. Like, you can make whatever decision you want to make, you know, after I tell you what I need to tell you. But like, I can't hold this in, because if you hold this in, girl, and like whatever happens in the dark always comes out in the light. You know what I'm saying? And if he's done this twice now, he's not going to stop. He's going to continue with this inappropriate behavior. And the last thing you want is for him to continue to do this, and then your sister walks in on it, or your sister catches it, you know, and you have known all this time, then she's really not going to believe you, you know? So I would, if it were me, girl, I would have a conversation with her. Maybe like the day after Christmas or something. So like it's not so tense for the holidays, but like as soon as possible, you know? Talk to her and be like, look, you're my sister, and I know we've had our issues, and that's our issues as sisters, but I still love you, and I still want what's best for you, and I never want to be a part of your heartbreak, and this is what's happening, and I don't like it. Like, I don't want to be used to hurt you. Just be real with her, because nobody's being real with her. And if she finds out that not only he was lying to her and omitting things from her and like being deceitful and hitting on her little sister, but also that you kept that from her, it's really gonna hurt her. And I know that there's a possibility that she may not believe you, and it's like that saying, you can bring a horse to water but you can't make it drink. But it's still your responsibility to look out for your sister and be like, do with this what you want, whether you believe me or not. I don't have any reason to lie to you. Like, what would I gain by lying to you? I don't want to hurt you. I'm not here to ruin your life. I'm trying to like make sure that, you know, you don't get hurt more than you already have. And this is what happened. And I know that you don't have like physical proof, but I mean, it's still what happened. You know what I'm saying? I would much rather her hate me for the truth than be fine with me for a lie, you know? So that's how I would deal with it. Glamazons, okay? This is a very hard situation to be in. For those of you guys that have sisters and may have like a volatile relationship with your sister, let me know. Let our girl know up in the polls, down in the comment section below. How would you deal with this? This is a very delicate situation, but they're like running up against the clock here because her sister's trying to like have a family and get pregnant and, you know, do the damn thing and move on with her life. But this dude is coming at our girl, and even after all these years, he's still doing this. So like, how would you handle this situation with your sister that may or may not believe you? You guys may not have always had the best of relationships. How would you handle this? Let me know up in the polls, down in the comment section below. Girl, if it were me, that's how I would handle it. I would really honestly just try to have a conversation with her, just like pleading with her to just please just hear you out, listen, you know, to what you have to say. Whatever decision she makes after that, you will completely support her 100%, and then stop going alone with him. You cannot trust him anymore. Like, don't let any other interactions happen. Don't let any other incidents happen, because obviously he's showing you he does not care. He has no shame. I don't want him to use you to hurt your sister, you know? And he's just one of those dudes where he just doesn't have any respect. You can still be cordial, but still, you know, hold him at a distance because you can't trust him. This is ridiculous and it's hurtful to your sister. And if the shoe was on the other foot, you would want her to stand up for you and make the right decision when it came to you, even if you didn't want to hear it. If he's not willing to place that boundary down, girl, it is your responsibility to do that because you love your sister. So that's what I would say. That's how I would handle it. I'm so sorry you're even in this position in the first place. Like, how sick, how ill, you know, like, this is your sister's husband. Yeah, I hope this helps. I hope everything works out. Check out the polls. Check out the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for writing into me. That is the end of today's Ask Nikki. I hope this helped somebody. If it helped you, or you think it'll help your friend or somebody else, make sure you forward this video along to them. If you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you're always here for new videos of mine. Thank you guys so much for coming to chill with me for Ask Nikki and participating in the polls and the comments and keeping this series alive. I absolutely love it. I will see you guys here really soon. I may or may not have a baby the next time that you see me. I love you guys so much, and I can't wait to read all of your comments and all of your experiences down below. I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Peace out.